Hi everyone, it's me Nat, and today I have a very different video and I'm pretty nervous about filming it and I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to just talk and try and cut it and make it as short as possible, but I'm warning you it might be a long one. So a lot has happened recently and I'm finding this really hard because I haven't done this in a while. So as well, it's been a month, and I've been away for a month before, but usually I tell you where I am and sort of update you. But I've distanced myself from this YouTube a lot because I'm starting to lose motivation and love for it. Like, I don't love this channel as much as I used to, and I find making videos sometimes a bit boring because everything seems the same and I just don't have much inspiration at all. I'm sure you can tell that anyway because I used to comment on everyone's videos and now I just don't even like comment, watch like anyone's videos, and never mind make my own. So I've been struggling, I guess, with like the regular uploads and stuff, and I just sort of stopped doing it and I lost motivation, so I thought like this is sort of going to be the end. And then a week ago Ralphy passed away, and I can honestly say this has been one of the hardest pet deaths I've had to deal with because, as I'm really crying, I'm sure a lot of you know how attached I was to Ralphy, and if you don't, then I can't even begin to explain the sort of bond that we had. So it's been really, really difficult. I mean, I'm so lucky I've had such amazing people like helping me through, and I've had such like lovely comments from you all and everything, but it doesn't change the fact that he's not here anymore and I'm finding that really difficult. And obviously this YouTube is quite attached to him. I mean, he wasn't really a sole reason. He wasn't quite like Misty, if you remember her, my first like second dwarf hamster. But she was the reason I started this channel. So when she passed away, I found it really hard because I just remember the whole reason I started this was because of Misty. I didn't start this YouTube because of Ralphy, but Ralphy made such a difference to my life that it's really hard to try and film a video when like he's at the back of my mind sort of thing. So gosh, I wasn't even that upset beforehand, and now I've done this, I feel like I used to always do this with him, so it just feels like I used to always film him, so I feel like it's such a big part of what we were. I'm going to be making a tribute video for him and all, so that'll be probably one of my last videos up on this channel. So if you're wondering how Ralphie passed away, I mean, it's only been a week, so I'm so sensitive about it still, and I'm not really used to talking about it often, but I feel like this will be good. Ooh. I feel like this will be good for me, so I am going to talk about it. So Ralphie was a cat that we rescued, which I'm sure you all know, and he came to us basically as a feral cat. He had no human contact and he just was scared of everything and everyone, and I became so attached to him because he learnt to trust me and I sort of brought him out his shell a lot. I mean, I'll do a tribute video and all, and I'm sure you'll see his, and you know anyway, you saw him in his videos where he used to hide, and then to the end of it where he'd be like sprawled out on my lap and he was just following me everywhere. So, oh, where was I going with that? So like, he was such a nervous cat and we really helped him to become more confident and come out of his shell, and he just got really, really attached to me and I got really, really attached to him. And Ralphie had never been 100%. We got him from a cat shelter who didn't know much about him. This was a cat shelter that had so many cats, it was so overrun that the conditions were so bad that all the cats didn't, you know, they didn't get to know the cats, they didn't know much about the cats, you just sort of took one and took it home and just hope for the best sort of thing. So when we got Ralphie, we were like, oh my, what have we signed up for? Because he was nuts, like he was so scared and he was just like feral. I'll never forget the day that my dad brought him home and he climbed up the bathroom shutters because he was so scared, and bearing in mind like the floors here, the shutters were like really like ridiculous, and bearing in mind he couldn't really climb, he didn't have much coordination and stuff. I don't know how he managed it, but he was so scared that he climbed the shutters and was stuck at the top, and my dad was like, what cat have we just brought home? But anyway, so we didn't know much about him, but we always knew that something wasn't quite right with him because he struggled to do the basic things. I'm sure I've explained this all before in previous videos. Like, we've always known that there was something not quite right, and he went up for one vet checkup and they didn't say anything or pick anything up from it. He was so stressed out on that vet check, it was literally just like bring him out and then shove him back in the cage and then just take him home because he just could not deal with being at the vets. So I don't know, I'm pretty sure they said he had a healthy heart and all, but then the other day I went downstairs to feed them like I always do, and he was on the floor with legs that had been completely paralysed. So the night before he was completely fine, he was sleeping on me and he was completely fine, like 100% fine. And then the next morning he lost from like his hip down any movement in his back legs, and it was so scary because he just sort of sat there, but he was still quite like lively and himself, but just the back of his legs were just not working. And I saw him and I knew that that would be it, because when a cat gets to that paralysis stage, I thought that there's no way he's going to be able to be fixed. And I know you can get like dog wheelchairs and things, you know, if you attach the wheels or whatever, but Ralphie being Ralphie, I thought that would never ever work because he's just so scared of everything. So I can't imagine him having little wheels behind him or anything, because I think that would have just freaked him out. But anyway, it didn't get to that stage because it was serious and it was a painful condition, so he had to be put to sleep. And that was probably one of the hardest moments I've ever had as a pet owner. But I knew it was the right decision. We all knew it was the right decision as a family, because he was not going to have any quality of life because he'd completely lost his back legs. And the reason because of that was because he had an artery that got blocked, which stopped they had a very sciencey explanation, but I can't remember it. And anyway, he just lost the use of his back legs because of his heart. But he did actually have a heart murmur as well, which he said could have been like increased his chances of having an issue like that. So yeah, we always knew he wasn't going to live the longest and be the healthiest, because he was always the one that got like weepy eyes and sort of more likely to get a bit of a cold, a little sniffle or whatever. So he was never like, he wasn't like Tiggs, he was always 100% fighting things, and he was more prone to getting fleas and things. He just had a very run down immune system. He was up and down all the time, so it wasn't like we didn't expect him to live. We didn't expect him to live till 20, but I mean, it was such a shock to be so young. But yeah, so we decided to put him to sleep, and that's that. And yeah, so that's that. And Ralphie isn't with us anymore, and I'm struggling a lot, and I can't do this anymore. So I feel like this would be an appropriate time to say my farewells and wish you all the best. And I don't really know, to be honest. I don't really know what I'm going to do. I mean, I might upload here and there, but for now, this is definitely the end for me. So I could change my mind in a few months, but I'm not sure. So I hope you are all okay. Thank you so much for supporting me over like the last 4 years. It's been crazy. I loved you all so much, and I couldn't have hoped for a better like following of people who have helped me through so much. And I feel like you're all my best friends. I love you all so much, and I genuinely can't thank you enough for absolutely everything that you've given to me ever. But for now, I think it would be most appropriate to leave this chapter here. I will upload Ralphie's video when I've done it, and that will be probably one of my last videos. So I am going to leave this channel here, but I do have another channel and I will be uploading on that channel. So I will leave that link below and on the screen and stuff, and I will be active on that because I want to do film stuff in the future. So I'm not giving up with all the camera stuff, I'm just giving up with the animal side of it. Also, if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, I will leave my personal below. Just send me a request and I'll accept it, as long as you don't look dodgy. And yeah, I've got my photography Instagram and my personal Instagram and my Hamster Horses and Cats Instagram. If you would like updates, follow me on all three of those. I'm sure I will still post on some of my social medias and stuff. So I guess this is a goodbye. It doesn't really feel real, and I guess I'm too caught up with other things to really feel like this is genuinely a goodbye. But yeah, thank you all, and I will see you all whenever I see you, whether it's on my other channel, whether I do upload a video on here in a few months, I don't know. But thank you all, and I will see you all next time, if there is a next time. Bye.